So this is April 15th. I found out I was pregnant on April 8th, so you would think that judging from the anxiety in this entry that I may be like 4 months pregnant, but I'm actually only 4 weeks pregnant. So April 15th. Rushed around, getting ready to fly to Minneapolis to speak on the importance of mentorship in young women's lives at the Minnesota Conference on Adolescent Females. Usually I like going to Minneapolis, but today I am just so tired. I can't imagine getting on a plane and then turning around the next day to come back. It's only 3.5 hours each way, but at the moment, Minnesota may as well be the North Pole. I was up all night consumed with anxiety about money, mine and every other mother's. By most standards, I am well off, but now that all I do is think about the stuff I'm going to have to pay for, like the college education that's going to cost $2 million in 18 years, I don't know. I remember my mother making endless calculations on brown paper bags and blank pages in her journal when I was a child, and my father sitting at the dining room table writing checks out every month, his brow furrowed and intense. They must have felt the same way, going over the numbers again and again, wondering how it was all going to work out. I woke up feeling guilty for even thinking about all this. Most people in the world raise their children with far less than I have. But that's the thing, isn't it? Even when you have enough money to pay for non-essentials like organic produce and designer toothpaste, there is still the yawning fear of not having, of losing everything, of living in deprivation. I definitely thought about money long before this baby moved into my womb. I worried about how we were going to send my ex-girlfriend's son, Solomon, to boarding school. I worried about how much health insurance costs and how little money I put into my IRA. But now my thinking has a frightening urgency. I find myself wondering how all the other pregnant women and mothers and fathers manage what basically boils down to sheer terror in the face of so much responsibility. Religion suddenly makes a lot more sense. So does workaholism and Xanax and back to the land movements that emphasize doing more with less. I bolted out of bed this morning to research the voluntary simplicity movement. I read dozens of entries by people named Sinan and Marigold who grow their own food, wear only 3 pairs of pants, and make their own soap. I learned that an American baby consumes 200 times more of the Earth's resources than a baby from Eritrea. By the time Glenn woke up, I was deep in my closet, figuring out how many pairs of shoes and sweaters I could transform into fossil fuel in order to justify having an American baby. When he asked what I was doing, I snapped that I was freaking out about money. Wasn't that obvious? He sat in the big chair in our bedroom and put his feet up, watching me. I mean, really, I said, how are we going to put this baby through college? He paused. There are always student loans, you know. Student loans, I said, lifting my head out of a storage bin at the back of the closet. I had forgotten about those. Weren't several of my friends still paying off their student loans? And didn't they seem as neurotic and happy as anybody else? I gently extracted a purple sweater from the giveaway pile. Having a partner who thinks rationally and optimistically, even when I cannot, does not eliminate my anxiety about supporting another human being for the next 20 years, but it certainly helps.